Now we're going to talk about developing a clear path towards a purchase. This is the kind of funnel that most people think about: creating customer awareness, luring the prospects towards the intention of purchase, and then passing them over to sales to qualify. But today, this model doesn't work for a few reasons. One is because all of the information that usually comes from marketing these days and sales, it doesn't have to be on the website, on the internet, but it is. If it's not on your website, it's going to be on somebody else's website. It used to be very linear. There was just one way to get down into the funnel. Now the buyer is self-directed. He knows what he's looking for, and they're going to find what they're looking for. So you want that to be on your website. Second, this kind of funnel is not a good use of a salesperson's time because everything gets dumped on the salesperson, whether it's a good lead or a bad lead. The other thing worth mentioning while we're on this slide is that it's always been sales's responsibility to focus on customer loyalty and advocacy. It's sales's job to follow up after the sale, or if you didn't get the sale. But most salespeople don't do that because they're on to another sale. Let's go back to our buyer persona worksheets now. I wanted to point out that once these are done, you can save them and pass them over to other people in your marketing team or new hires, or give it to a salesperson to clean up. And you'll always have this. You'll always go back to it so that anytime you want to sell something to a fleet maintenance manager or whoever you're the owner of XYZ Construction, you can come back here and look at his pain points and match whatever you're selling or marketing to the pain points. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that you want to be as specific as possible when you're doing these. Like for me, like I did the fleet maintenance manager, and you'll see one of the things that I did for his goal is to reduce driver frustration. A challenge he has is when trucks keep breaking down, drivers move on. So I could write a piece about how to keep your trucks on the road, right? Because that's a big issue for fleet managers. But my client also has mom and pop type customers who only have one truck, and it's always running. And if it's not running, they'll get it fixed and they'll rent a truck. So they always have a truck on the road. And that's why we do these, is so that we can make sure that we're talking to the right persona with the right problems. Buyer persona worksheets should almost always be focused on the buyer, but occasionally, someone's going to come to you, like my client, and say, we need to sell LC meters, these liquid control meters. Nothing on here tells me what matters to this guy about liquid control meters. What's his problem with them? I don't know. It doesn't say anything here about that. So what I would do is create a new buyer persona for that guy that's focused on liquid control meters. And it speaks directly to that issue. The same guy with the same frustrations, but now, something to add in the mix is we know that he is having a problem finding LC meters that he can trust, a source that he can trust. And the challenges that he's having is that the meters are inaccurate, the meters wear down too quickly, the meters don't fit right, and supply chain issues. So I'm going to build a campaign out around this, and I'm going to focus on that they wear down too quickly. They need to be replaced too often. What we can do is fit them with the correct LC meters for their trucks, which every truck parts supplier is going to say. And the problem, the obstacle for the fleet manager is that expertise on LC meters is sporadic at best. It's very difficult for them to find a dealer who can guarantee that the LC meters they're selling them are going to fit properly and work properly. They need special engineering. Well, this guy has the engineers that are highly trained on this and who are available to plan and execute the plans with their fleet manager. Each fleet manager is assigned a specific engineer, so the manager feels heard and well served. And that's how we would present that, because that's going to be intriguing to the fleet manager. Just, not just like, we have experts on our team. Well, we're actually going to put it this way. This is how we're going to structure the whole relationship.